Hello and welcome to VNG Tech Labs. In our today's video, let us see how to create list view in a dialog using MFC. So let's see how this list view being created. So here is the example that we have. So here our list is going to be the names. Like I'm going to enter the name here, and when I click add, the name is getting added to the list. I'm going to add another name, Miss Rose. When I click add, it again gets added. When I give a different name, okay. So yeah, and if I don't want this name, I'll be able to delete this by selecting the particular name. And when I click delete, the particular name gets deleted. Let's see how to create this. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to first create a dialog. So here in the RC file, I'm going to right click on the dialog. And I'm going to you click add resource. And here I'm going to select dialog and click new. Well, our dialog got created. Now I need to add the contents for the dialog. Here I'm going to click view, toolbox. This I'm going to add the items. First I'm going to add a combo box and then edit control. And then a list box. And then I'm going to add two buttons. And I'm going to give a proper name for the buttons. Before that, I'm going to close this as I've added the required elements for our dialog. Now I'm going to click the button 1 and I'm going to name this button in the caption column. I'm going to name it as add. And in button 2, I'm going to name it as delete. And here I'm going to enter some predefined data. So here in the data, we have an option of adding data. So Mr. colon, Mrs. colon, and doctor. Well, so you can add more. So I'm going to click Control S to save. Well, so our project got saved. Now I need to create a class for this dialog. I'm going to right click on the dialog. I'm going to click add class. I'm going to name this class as list display. So it's a class. So I'm going to start with the C, representing it as a class name. So C list display. Now the base class is going to be C dialog EX, and then I'm not going to change anything else. So here I'm going to change the dialog ID as list. So okay, now I'm going to click OK. So here are our list dialogs. List displays dialogs class has been created. And this is our header file. So I'm going to right click on this header file at any point. And when I click toggle header, it takes me to the CPP file. And here I'm going to copy the CList display header file .h. I'm going to copy this. Well, so I need to call this, I need to open this dialog from the view of our project. So I'm going to click the menu. And I'm going to double click on this IDR mainframe. So I'm going to add a new tool list view. I'm going to name it as list display. Okay, so I'm going to right click on this list display and then add an event handler. Okay, and I'm going to select this view because it's going to be displayed on the view. I'm going to call this function from the view. When I click OK, a function will be created on the view. Yes, here is the function that is being created on the view.cpp file. Here I'm going to the header at the top and I'm going to paste the header file that I copied. I'm going to copy the header file class name. Using the class name, I'm going to create an object. I'm going to create an object and I'm going to create an if statement, if dlg object, and I'm going to call a method from that object, dialog.do model of. Then I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, so at this point, our model dialog will get opened when I click this button. Let's see how it works when I click the local Windows debugger. Let's see what happens. So we got the message generating code. Now in a few seconds, our view will get displayed. And here we got our view. Let me make it full screen mode. And I'm going to click tools. And this is the list display that we created menu. So here we have the combo box titles that we need. So here titles are be able to select it here. Now let's add variables to our project so that we can access all the inputs from our dialog. So here I'm going to go click the dialog menu again. I'm going to click the drop down, click the dialog D2, dialog 2. And here I'm going to right click on the combo and I'm going to click add variable. And I'm going to select a category as value and I'm going to name it as a local variable m underscore title. Make it private. It's always good to have the local variables in private access mode. Then click finish. Now I'm going to right click the next edit control, add a variable and change the category to value and access to private. And here I'm going to name it as m underscore name. Next, I'm going to add a variable for the list control. Here I'm going to click add a variable, and here I'm going to select private, and and here I'm going to name it as name list. Name list, and click finish. Well, and I need to add another control variable in order to transfer the data from the, in order to connect the data, in order to transfer the data from local variable and the dialog box. We need to create a control variable for the list. Here, I'm going to right click on the list, add a variable. Here, my category will be control, and here it's going to be private. My name is name list without prefix m. Now I'm going to click finish, and I'm going to the clist display.cpp, and here we can see the variables got created. So 3 string variables and 1 control variable. Okay, now let me, okay, now I'm going back to the dialog. Here I'm going to double click on this add so that the MFC creates a function uh, for doing something, like doing something when add button is clicked. So I need to double click on this button. So we get a function getting automatically created. So when add button clicked, so when add button is clicked, I'm going to enter the details, what need to be done. So here I need to get, when the add button is clicked, I need to collect the data from the combo box and the name, and I need to add that in the list. So to do that, I'm going back here. First, I need to get the values from uh, the dialog to the, from the control to the variables. To do that, I'm going to use a method here called update data, and closes with the open brace and close bracket, update data. So after that, I'm going to copy the name list here, and I'm going to paste it here. Name list equal to title plus, yeah, I'm going to give a space between, and here I'm going to add this name. Now, after doing that, now our values got transferred from the dialog to the variables, to the local variables. I need to update this local variable to the list. To do that, I'm going to call this control here, dot add string. I'm going to use this method add string of my name list. I'm just copying this one here. Well, so here our names get added to our list box. Let's check how it works. Here we go. I'm going to click Tools, List to Display, and then I'm going to select Dr. Paul. And then when I click Add, Dr. Paul is getting added. Mr. Smith is getting added. Okay, so our adding function is properly working. Now I need to give a function. I need to create a function for delete. So now, as of now, delete is not working because we have not written any function for that. Let's complete the code for the delete. Also, I'm going to this dialog again, and I'm going to double click on this delete. Here, I'm going to click enter. Now I'm going to create a variable int I equal to, I'm going to get the cursor selected from the control variable of the list. I'm going to copy this name list dot. We have a method called cursor select. So always a method should end with the open and close bracket. So after I get the value, so this cursor select value returns -1 if nothing is selected. So if anything is selected, it will not be -1. So if I is not equal to -1, then I'm going to again call this name list. That is our control variable dot delete. We need to delete string of the selected I. Okay, so that's it. Let's see how it works. Here is our view got opened again. Let me go to the list display. Ruben. Oh, sorry. Add. This is Diana. Add. Okay, if I want to delete Diana, and if I don't want Ruben. So our addition and deletion is working perfectly. Let's continue in the next video. Thank you for watching.